Thank you for tuning in to our eWeb style Unknown Secrets of SEVO Website Analysis. This is where we evaluate your website, tell you what's wrong with it, what's right with it, and see how you can make it better for not only getting better placement in the search engines, but also converting traffic into paying clients. You simply go to our website, e-webstyle.com, fill out the free website analysis form, hit submit, and we'll gladly choose you to evaluate your website. Today, we're looking at a website called Inspired to Triumph. It's a Christian-based website, built in Joomla. Very nice looking site, nice color scheme, decent layout, decent logo. Navigation is easy to find. It's actually a pretty good website. Tagline is up front. It's a blog site, so there's posts and there's a lot of different things you can do with the blogs. One of the things that most people do with blogs that they didn't do was have ads everywhere, which I think is great for the theme of this website. If we scroll down some, we'll see the latest blog posts up here. We have some other information. They're very social. The social icons are easy to find. A lot of information for newer Christians and recent blog posts. So the layout is pretty good. They have some other things further. They have books for sale, and so that's probably it's with Amazon. So there's some sort of affiliate there. It may be worth moving those higher if that's a primary way to gain income that you want to focus on. Further down, we have some other stuff. Some tools, Bible search tools, prayer center, and also online giving. Again, if these are things that people, in my opinion, may want to see more than some of the other things we have at the top. So I would consider maybe moving these higher, or maybe swapping them out with some of the things you have in the sub now. Let's look at some of the other pages, like the resources. The helpful websites. Good page to have. And we'll look at some back-end stuff in a minute. And the reason I wanted to show you this page is you're sending a lot of outbound links, which is good. But you may want to see if a lot of the sites you're linking to can actually link back to you. That way you can increase your page rank some and maybe get your website ranking higher than it currently is. Let's go back to the homepage for a second. Another thing I noticed is that the site currently it loads slow, and so it could be one, the content system you're using, Joomla, could be processing it slow, or B, the site could be heavy, a lot of images, there's a lot of text on there, over 1,100 words on the homepage, and so could be a combination of things. But one thing I don't see is contact information, and that could be for a reason. But I mean, there isn't even a contact page. There are no phone numbers. There are no email links, and so maybe you're choosing to not be contacted. And if so, then fine. But most sites usually have a way to be contacted.
I guess they're just relying on
they're keeping it
social,
web, email and social.
Yeah.
So let's look at SEO Quake. SEO Quake is our tool of choice for analyzing websites. It gives us a lot of features. So looking at SEO Quake, let's see the title. Inspired to Triumph, an inspirational blog for spirit-filled believers. Very inspirational statement. However, I'm not sure if that really explains in simple terms what this blog is, or for people who may be searching online looking for a blog similar to this, what they would search.
Yeah.
I would simplify that to Christian blog, or something of that nature.
Christian inspirational blog. Yeah.
Exactly. And then Bible tools, because you have a search here, you had a prayer request and things like that. You even have the online Bible on here with the search tool for that. And so that way people who are searching for it can find it. I don't think people would search for spirit-filled believers or inspired to triumph. Well, that's a great name. People don't know it, and so I don't think they'll be searching for it. The keywords is cool: inspirational blog, scriptures, motivation. These are things that should be in the title. If we go down some, you do have a robots file. You have a site. You don't have a sitemap. you should have a sitemap, and it's pretty easy to do in Joomla. So you may want to revisit that. Go back up for a second, Chris. Yeah, the description would have been a better place for your title. Your title should be that description, and then tweak your title some. Looking at the keyword density, this is pretty much how dense are your main keywords in comparison to all of the words you have on that page. Have over 1,100 words on the home page, which is great. Content is king, and so you apparently have a ton of content. But when we look at your 2 and 3 word phrases, again, you probably want people to search for Christian blog or inspirational blog or things of that nature. And I'm just not sure that reasons to believe, for example, it's in there quite a few times. It's 4 times, but that doesn't mean anything really. Plan of salvation, that's a good phrase. You have some other prayer center, so you may want to consider revising your content to include the right phrases that you need for people to find your website. You have a lot of phrases in there more than once. Nourish your spirit is in there 6 times, for example. But who was searching for nourish your spirit? And so while the site is good, the content is heavy, it's a lot of content, it's probably a good read, it doesn't accomplish what you needed to accomplish for the sake of search. I think that's about it here. Yeah, let's go back to the site. So again, if I was going to make changes to this site, I would add some contact information. I would move closer to the top because the page is kind of long, and so everything that I have at the bottom, really consider how important it is. If it's more important than it appears to be, I would move it to the top. Because right now your online giving, your scripture tools, even the prayer information is all the way at the bottom. I would move the books higher, and probably move some other contact information, at least the social stuff, above the fold. Because right now you have to scroll before you can see any form of contact. So I think that's about it.
I would say, well, 2 things. One,
the alt tags.
Yeah, you're heavily involved in church, so your advice here is actually pretty poignant. And yeah, alt tags for sure. There's no alt tags on these images. Just a refocusing on, if you want to increase traffic, then you've got to focus on the keywords that people would actually search, and make sure that when you do a blog post, spend a little effort, just like a newspaper.
Yeah, exactly. Spend some time on the blog title. Everlasting was probably a great title for what the blog is about, but the purpose of writing that is so people can find it and they can read it and eventually subscribe. And the only way people are going to find it is if they search for something that it contains. And the title is the most important aspect in regards to that. And so I would definitely spend some time with the titles. And you may even want to go in, if budget permits, go in and make these text, because these are navigation ways to get through the site. Add some alt text to your images, that way they can be indexed as well. This image should say prayer center.
Yeah. This
image should say inspirational blog if you hover over it. And so I would make some changes like that, improve the titles. And I think you're in a good place right now. The site it's actually a pretty good site. One of the more better ones we come across. Actually one of the first Joomla blogs that I've noticed. And so good job. But make those few changes and your search engine results should go higher. Again, they submitted that site to our site. They filled out our website analysis. You can too. ewebstyle.com. Fill out the website analysis. We'll be glad to analyze your site. Thank you.